All right, you guys, I'm super passionate about this topic. I'm really passionate about it all, but this is huge, okay? Now, because we all started off, get my camera right, as challengers, you must have had a success as a challenger. Maybe you had a personal transformation in terms of weight loss. Maybe for you, it was you just saw the coaching opportunity very quickly and you wanted to jump in on it. And that transformation of being part of something bigger than yourself is huge. But regardless, you're here for a reason. You're interested in coaching. You obviously believe in the Beachbody products or programs. You know that they worked, or they've worked on you or somebody that you know, and you've been a challenger before. Maybe you've not actually been in a formalized challenge group, but maybe you have had a coach or an influence in your life that has helped you just get to the point where you are now. So I can't say enough how important challenge groups are. Your challengers are your lifeline, right? The instant that we move away from challenge groups, and believe me, it's happened. I've tried to outsource different things about challenge groups, or things that get annoying from an administrative standpoint about challenge groups, or getting someone else to write posts for me that I could post in my challenge groups. And when that happens, my challenge groups do well because my challengers feel my passion. They know I care about them, and I'm adding my personalized touch into my challenge groups. That is what makes my challenge groups successful. When I'm not mentally in it, my challenge groups don't do well. So just remember that. Challenge groups are not an area you can skip corners, nor do you want to. That's not to say that you can't have help. I have images made for my challenge groups. That's something I've been outsourcing for a long time. I'm not a creative girl, but the heartbeat of the challenge group, what's talked about in the challenge group, the messages that I'm leaving my challengers with my voice are what make my challenge groups run well. So let's talk a little bit about the challenge group tracker. So I'm going to share my screen with you so you know exactly how you are how you're using the coach portal, which is what I'm going to go to now. Okay. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples of challenge groups. And I've actually taken a couple takes of this video because the screen sharing is not working. So hopefully this is working here. But let me show you an older challenge group. And I want to kind of walk you through that challenge group and how we did this one, and then show you some other ones that are a little bit of a different style. And so it shows you that there's no such thing as a set challenge group. They can all be different. So the cool thing is that you can sort your challengers by your name, okay? So I can see who's participated. They don't end up in the participants section until after you invite your challengers. So this is something that I outsource. Again, I'm a big believer in outsourcing. I will be talking about that later on in the closeout. But I write the invitation email. It has a lot of the same information in it every single time, but I always add something different because I'm always trying to make my challenge groups a little bit different than the one beforehand so that my repeaters get something new and it keeps them engaged. Just like with Facebook or Instagram, I have to keep reinventing myself so that people don't get bored of the same old Tracy. It's the same thing with challenge groups. So if I've had challengers in the past and I have my list, right, you've already learned how to go into our Google Drive. So I have all my people listed, and this is the part that I will outsource, but if you are doing it on your own and it's your first challenge group, you can either manually enter their name or you can upload a larger email list right here. You can push that button. But I can also, if I've got former challengers, the cool thing is I can go to another group. So this is pretty cool. I can go to any of my old groups that I've run. So let's say Core de Force came out in November of last year. These were all my people. I can click on them and add them right into my groups. So That was a very small group. You can just go back and you can see your old people, and I can go click, 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 and then I can invite them. That would turn orange when I'm ready to invite them. So I always customize an email. So again, that customization is here. I talk about the expectations. I always offer a live Zoom call for my challengers. I did it for this past group. I did it on the first Wednesday. So we kicked off our group on Monday. I did a live Zoom call with them on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. It's 3 days into the group. It was amazing. I've been doing them since January, guys. And the first one, I sat on my Zoom call all by myself. Nobody showed up. And slowly, 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 because I've been consistent, I would start second month, sat there by myself, third month, one person, fourth month, 3 people. Anyway, it's grown. I had 8 people on this call. The one I just did this past week, I had 12 people. So it's growing. And what I love about kicking off my challenge groups with a Zoom call is that, again, these people who've never met me before are getting an opportunity to see me on a Zoom screen. Just like you're seeing me now, I am sitting here talking to them, and it's like we're having a cup of coffee, and I'm like, are we fired up? Are we excited? What are we doing? And you have this community of people, and they finally understand that this is a virtual community, and they're asking questions, and they're feeding off one another, and they're putting names with faces, and they're like, oh, that's Blanche from Canada. Oh my goodness, that's Karen from Alabama. Oh, that's Susie from Michigan. We're all in this together. Every single one of us are in a challenge to better ourselves, and that gets your challengers excited. So I always run a Zoom call. I started that in January, and it's slowly gaining momentum. So I give them the information about the Zoom call in this paragraph. Now, as a first-time coach, I don't expect you to run your own Zoom call, nor do I think, if I'm not your personally sponsored coach, would they. But I invite my brand new coaches with me. I will run the first call, and then month 2, they might invite their people, and we will run the call together, but the new coach might take a little bit more of a leadership standpoint. And then maybe month 3, we do it again together. And then month 4, I'm like, go, go, go. Some coaches want to do it right off the bat by themselves. But again, we're never going to force you into doing something you don't want to do. Half of the fear for most people is the technology, and Zoom is very easy to learn. Again, you'll learn that from your personally sponsored coach or when you go to Emerald to Diamond training. So talk about the call. And I just go over like, hey guys, trust the process. I remind them in this note that I want their picture that no one else can see except me. I thank them for trusting me. And I let them know I need their goals and their measurements updated. Okay. Now, I've already had a conversation with them about this, and I'm going to follow up because I don't start my challenge group until I know that I have that information from everybody. So that email goes out. As I said in the other video, we kick our challenge groups off on a Wednesday. That gives us Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're posting pre-work, but it gives me a chance to help track them down. So I send the personalized invitation. That goes out. Everybody gets it. They get the email. It gives them directions on how to upload the app. So they come on into the app, and then I can go into the participants section, which you've already learned about, and I can sort it by myself, who I invited, and I can see who's in and who's not in. I can go to my invitations. I can click view sent invitations, and I can sort it by myself, by me, and I can see if somebody has not accepted my invite. Then what I'll usually do is if I have a list of, let's say, 5 to 10 people on Friday that have still not accepted my invite, then this is, again, something I outsource. So Faithfully Fit Tracy, she will reach out to all of them. Hey, so-and-so, Tracy is already in the challenge group tracker coaching. We want you in there. Did you get the link? Do you need me to send it to you again? Are you having technical difficulty? Can I help you with that? Now, again, as a brand new coach, those were things I was doing. But when I can outsource that and have Tracy take care of it, it gives me more focused time to actually coach people. So her job is to make sure she gets everybody into the tracker. Now, I'm not going to go and show you the details, but once I'm in here and I can list it by my participants, I have the ability to go and see their before and in progress pictures. Now, the video that you already saw shows you how to do that. But if there are two dots next to them, it shows me that I have pictures of everybody. If they only have one dot, I'm missing a picture, okay? So that gives me a quick glimpse. And then I can also go and look and see how many shakes they've had, how many workouts they've had. And again, I'm not going to go into those details. Okay, so they've sent the invitation. I've already told them in a face-to-face conversation or a Zoom call or a phone call that I need their pictures. Pictures are a baseline. I want a picture of sports bra and shorts, or I want a bikini, one of the two. I remind them no one's going to see that except me. Again, at the end of the challenge group, I'm going to be asking for the same thing, because then I outsource this again. Tracy T, Faithfully Fit Tracy, will make a side-by-side collage, which is awesome to see those. And you send it, then I send it to the challenger, congratulating them to close it up. But again, if I can outsource making 25 side-by-side collages, I will do that, because then it gives me more time to really celebrate the success. I might send it in an email so they can see it. I might remind them, you lost 14 inches, you lost 2 pounds, but look at your body composition and how it's changed. I might send them the picture, and then I might follow up with them in a phone call. I might send them a gift bag. I might throw them like a tank top. I buy tank tops all over the place when I find them on sale. I might send them a shaker cup with Faithfully Fit on it. I might do lots of different things. And again, these are things that I started doing after I'd been coaching for a while. When I was a brand new coach, handwritten congratulation note is fine, okay? So don't think that you've got to make all this investment. You certainly can if you want, but keep in mind, I've been doing this for almost 3 years, and so I have, through progression, learned how to do things that recognize challengers. But they do not start on Sunday without being totally harassed in a very polite way. Get your pictures in, get your pictures in, get your pictures in, get your measurements in. Have you done it? And if Tracy T is not getting good luck with them, at that point, I'm leaving them voice messages. I am calling them. I'm doing something. So with that being said, once we're ready to go on Sunday night, we always do a video to kick off and set the expectations. And again, this video goes into the challenge group. So let me show you this last challenge group that we did. I can walk you through. I can sort it by the coach posts. We always close a group out, so you can see me. There I am closing out the group. But the coach posts, if we go down here, we can take a look at them, and we can see that there was probably a video that was posted. We're on day 16. There's lots of videos. So we kick off with the video. You can see here, this is Katie Templin doing a video. But we throw in lots of videos that they can watch or not watch, but it just gives them a little break from seeing the same old post. Now, there's lots of different ways to do your challenge groups. Again, there's no right or wrong reason or how to do this. But in this challenge group, we decided that we were going to use these daily check-in posts that look the same. Okay, so you have access to all of these. I will be posting that in the section of this module. But if you look at these posts, they all look the same, and we have 100 of them, and what we did is we just sorted them by color. So Katie took pink, I took all shades of blue, and this was not a crafted, we did not have a schedule. We were so in touch with these challengers. This group was so amazing. It was called Throw Out the Junk, because everybody had to make a commitment at the very beginning of the group what they were tossing out. Some people gave up dairy. Some people gave up red meat. I was doing the ultimate reset. Some people gave up processed foods. Some people gave up restaurants. Some people gave up sodium. It was amazing to have that commitment realized after 21 days. So that's what made this group a little bit different, Throw Out the Junk. And we literally just were so in touch with our challengers that we were picking posts that we knew were applicable. So health just isn't about what you're eating. It's about what you're thinking and saying too. We talked a lot about mindset in this group. It was an amazing group. So as you can see, this was one of the Zooms that we did with challengers, which was fabulous. You can just see here that all of the posts were very much in alignment and they looked nice. And they were short. These posts were very, very short. Well, pretty short. This was a Mother's Day post, so you got to catch me a break. Had to do a little bit for the moms out there. Now, let's talk about recognizing challengers. So a couple of ideas that have been done to recognize your challengers outside of handwritten notes is really to make a big deal about the fact that they are working on themselves, and we want to celebrate that. So one thing we've done, and again, I did not make this post, but I could have using PicMonkey or Canva. They're very easy to make. Each of the coaches picked one quote from one of their challengers. I did all of these posts, so I signed up for Mondays. So I would say on my Vox chain with my coaches, hey girls, it's Thursday, I need your quotes, because I wanted to make the post on Friday. I wanted to schedule it so that it wasn't interrupting my personal time on the weekend. I love having it done ahead of time. So on Thursday, I left a box. They all emailed a quote from their person, and then we copy and pasted those. We threw them into an image using Canva, and then I wrote a post here on day 8. It's a fresh week. Maybe you had a slip up. Maybe you need to recommit. Either way, you guys are rock stars. You're bettering yourselves. And after your workout today, let us know where you stand so that we can cheer you on every step of the way, and who encouraged you, which quote encouraged you. So it's really awesome for a challenger to see their words in writing. And that's just a really cool way to recognize challengers. All right, I'm going to show you a different way. So cute. I'm going to show you a different way that you can recognize people through another challenge group that we did. So let me show you this one. So now in this challenge group, we did it a little bit different. So here we go. In this group, we focused on the workouts. So let me find my coach post so that you can see. We focused on the workouts and highlighting the challengers that were getting specific programs done. And in these, we did Challenger of the Week. So ironically, Irene has become a coach, right? She was one of our best challengers. So here we were in the middle of the challenge group, and I wanted to recognize her. She lost 25 pounds since January. This post was done in April. So in 3.5, actually less than that, January, February, March. So in 3 months, she lost 25 pounds. She stays consistent. She was doing doubles on her workouts, and we were so fitness oriented in this group that we really just focused on the ones that were really giving it their all in their workouts. And so every single, think this was Monday, I'm not sure. Think it was Mondays, we would have the Challenger of the Week, and we would say a shout out to Irene would be great from all of you, because I think it's safe to say that she has inspired each of us. And what happened was, with these comments, people were leaving her, hey, awesome job, Irene, so inspiring. Or I was moving a little rough, but you inspired me to keep going. Or let's see some other things that were said. Congratulations, you're super inspirational. I love hearing how far you've come. So inspiring. You've given me more of a time to have me time for thinking about what I can lose by what I have to gain. So again, really cool stuff for your Challenger of the Week to hear. So those are just examples. I'm sure you're creative and can think of other things. But those are examples on how you can help your challengers feel important and recognize them within your challenge groups. Recognition is one of our vital behaviors, so it's key to keep using it not only for your coaches on your team, but also for your challengers and for the work that they're doing. Okay, so that gives you an example of different ways to educate and educate the people in your group and to recognize challengers. As you can see here in this group, we did sort of more random posts, okay? So these were a little bit longer posts. There was no rhyme or reason to them. We talked about sleeping in one. Here we've got Challenger of the Week. This one talks about good bacteria in the gut and bugs in the belly. That's a good post. This one just talked about facts of life, right? And what the best doctors in the world are: sunlight, rest, exercise, diet, self-confidence, friends. So this group was kind of a little bit all over the place, but focusing on things that we were getting feedback on. So I wanted to show you this because there really is no right or wrong way to run a challenge group. You can try new things. They can go great. They can fail. I've done things that have just absolutely fallen flat on my face, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you always have another challenge group. And as long as you are putting your heart and passion into your groups, you are going to do just fine. Okay, I'm going to wrap this video up by talking a little bit about finishing your group. So this kind of goes back to inviting, but one of the things that I love to do is to make sure that all of my challengers know right off the bat that coaching is an opportunity that they can dig into. So I will say to them when they come on board, or I'm talking to them, like when we're figuring out a challenge pack, I might say to them, like if they tell me that they have 10 pounds or more to lose, I'm always bringing those people right on as coaches. So I might say to them, listen, you've got over 10 pounds to lose. What I need is a commitment from you that you will be with me for at least 3 to 6 months in challenge groups, corresponding with me, figuring out a workout plan, ironing out your nutritional plan, trying different things. And if you are going to give me that commitment, then you need to be drinking Shakeology as part of your nutritional plan in our challenge groups. So I'm going to sign you right up as a coach, just like me. It doesn't mean that you have to coach unless you want to. If you want to coach, and as you have your transformation and people are talking to you about what an inspiration you are as you're losing weight or as you're gaining energy or as you're feeling better, if you want to inspire them and bring them along for the ride as a coach, you can. But the cool thing is that no matter what kind of coach you are, we all get 25% off. And so month 2, month 3, month 4, your Shakeology and any other product you use is going to be 25% discount. Boom, right? So I'll bring those people right on as a coach. So let's say that I'm talking to somebody and I don't know them that well. Let's say they're a referral from a challenger that maybe I've never met before. So let's say, like I've got an example right now where this woman has a trip coming up next month. She's going to go hiking for 5 weeks. She's going to be out of the United States. So she's like definitely not going to be drinking Shakeology for her next month. So it doesn't mean I still can't plant seeds. So with her, I brought her right on as a coach. But when I had my phone call with her on a Saturday morning to talk to her about what this program means and what she's going to do and how to get prepped, I was able to say to her, hey, my goal is to match your goal. And you're telling me that your goal is to get yourself strong and ready for this hike. Super excited for you to do that. When you come back, though, I would love to talk to you a little bit more about coaching. Coaching is not anything I ever thought that I would do, but it has organically happened because I started to feel better about myself and I wanted to pay that forward. So let's get you in this challenge group. Let's get your goals hit. Let's have you feel strong. But I just wanted to let you know that I think you'd be a great coach because you've got high energy and I can tell you're totally excited and determined. And could this be something that you and I can talk about when you're back from vacation? She was like, yes. Boom, the seed is planted, okay? So now when challenge groups finish, hopefully you're talking to your people in the midst of a challenge group. Don't ever start a challenger and not talk to them until the end of the group. That's not being a personalized coach who's connecting with your people. You've got to be talking about them. And it's okay if you have like Monday, Wednesday, Friday is your day to check in with people. As I'm sitting here talking about this, I'm like, I've got a group starting Monday and there's quite a few people I haven't talked to. And I look down and, okay, it's scheduled for Thursday. Thursday is my day that I'm going to actually reach out to people like, hey, are you ready? We're starting. So you want to make sure that you're having those conversations that happen in the challenge group, and you can definitely leave more seeds, right? But a lot of times people want to know that you're focusing on them. And the most important thing is to make sure that you're focusing on their journey, that you have listened, that you have heard, that you have validated what their goals are. What do they want out of your challenge group? And you want to make sure your job is as their coach is to make sure that they accomplish that goal. That doesn't mean that as they're accomplishing this goal, you're like, you are inspiring everybody. We're on day 14 and you are the first one to check in every single morning. You are a rock star. I am definitely going to be talking to you about coaching at the end of this because you don't even know it yet, but you are inspiring people. And they're like, really? I don't know if I could ever be a coach. Oh, really? Me? Oh, what? So you have these kind of conversations. I'm planting seeds. I'm jab, hooking. If you haven't read that book, put it on your PD list. But you're doing that. And the longer you do this, you know who you want to target. I'm not talking to every person about being a coach, because there's some people that might not make the best coaches until they have a mental transformation where they believe in themselves. You might have to help them with that first before you can talk to them about coaching. At the end of a challenge group, that is a perfect time for you to invite a challenger to a coaching sneak peek, a coaching opportunity call, what are some other things that we've called it before, like a glimpse group, a 5-day sneak peek. I mean, there's a bazillion things that coaches on our team are doing. And once they go through something like that and they decide they want to know more about training, then they would sit here in Faithfully Fit Academy and learn a little bit more about what we're doing. So you always want to use the end of a challenge group to show them side by side of their before and after picture. You want to congratulate them. You want to send them a handwritten note. You want to leave them a voicemail. You want to go have like a group happy hour or coffee for locals to celebrate. Maybe on the first day after the challenge group finishes, that first Monday after a challenge group, you guys do a workout in your front yard together, using your on-demand to be like, I miss you, let's do it in person. There's a million things that you can do to show recognition and to show your challengers that you're proud of them. But you also want to be talking to them about being a coach. Don't be afraid. Get out of your own head. They've already done the workouts. During Shakeology, those are 2 of the vital behaviors. A lot of times I'm talking to challengers that need the mental transformation about PD. So if you're incorporating personal development into your challenge groups, those groups go well. I've had challenge groups where we've read personal development books while we've been in a challenge group together. So if they're doing that, that's the 3rd vital behavior, okay? And then you're also talking to people about like, hey, why don't you invite your coworkers, or why don't you invite your husband or your cousin or your mom and get them to the next challenge group? In fact, why don't you become a coach? And so just to offset the cost of your own Shakeology, let's get you upgraded to become a coach. And then whoever you refer to the next group, we can coach it together, and then you offset the cost of your own shake. Okay, that's a great way to invite people without being like it's a business opportunity, right? Because I definitely didn't want to do this as a business opportunity, but the thought of having my own shakes paid for, that was great. And then once I had my own shakes paid for, the thought of like making a couple $100 a month that could be used toward kid activities or vacation or what have you, that sounded good. And then when I realized the financial opportunity, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll buy a boat. That'd be great family time. And then I bought a boat, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, well, let's dream big here. What can I do? What can I do to help serve my family? You get the point. You don't want to have challenge groups finish without inviting every challenger to the coaching opportunity. Definitely get out of your own way. Talk to your personally sponsored coach about how to do that. Because if you're not sharing the opportunity with others, you're not passing it forward. You're not paying it forward. And there will be a time in your coaching career. I cannot imagine if my friend Kelly had not asked me 5, 6, 7 times, Tracy, you should really think about coaching. And I was like, girl, don't bring it up again. I am not doing that. If she would not have continued to ask me in a very non-yucky way, right? She did it in a non-yucky way, and you probably learned about that through inviting. I don't know where I would be. I would definitely still be loving my life as a mom of 4, but this gives me an outlet outside of being a mom and a wife to help other women or men married to women I love or what have you. But I can't imagine if she didn't ask me, I would not have this opportunity, and this opportunity has been life-changing. So don't hoard it, share it, change your perspective. And most people are totally flabbergasted and flattered that you think that they would be a great coach. And you will not believe how many people say no, no, no. And the ones that are the best coaches were the best challengers, and they usually said no at least 3 to 5 times. So go back to them. This may or may not be for you, but I still think you'd be a great coach. I've got a whole list of people, and you'll never believe it, but they do come around and they do say yes. So good luck running your challenge groups. They are the bread and butter of what we do. They are what make our business go round. They are what makes the best coaches. And this is your opportunity to go change lives. So go do it. See you later.